Hello there guys, and welcome back to Reborn with Michael Watson. Today this video is actually a really deep breakdown of one of the most underused passages in the Bible that literally explains transformation. Dr. Joe Dispenza's formula: spiritual awakening, healing and manifestation. And it's so simple. So if you're looking for a true deep dive into an explanation of something that's going to just make sense to you now, this is the video for you guys, okay? So firstly, before I get into that, please do like, share and subscribe. Comment down below if this video has been really helpful to you. And another one is, please join my free Facebook group, The Healing Circle. I mean, the thing is, we've got messengers on there, we're helping people to find the practices they need, manifest, heal, create, and it's a free resource, so come and join it. That's linked in the description. Now, let's get into this, okay? So, if you've been following my channel for a while, I speak about Dr. Joe Dispenza, Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, Abraham Hicks, many, yeah? And I tap into the resources of the Bible to do that. Now, many of you out there who are not religious, let's take away that the Bible is a spiritual text for a moment, and let's start to look at it in a different way, that it is the most wonderful tool to teach you how to create and use the power of your psychology to manifest, create a heaven on earth for you. Let's take away the indoctrinated idea of the church and let's just see it for what it is: a spiritual book on the laws of mind and the laws of life. Now, I want to talk about this passage that literally has explained the formula of Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he speaks about it a lot, and it explains how to get into the spiritual practices in the law of assumption. Joseph Murphy has been a great influence for me to look and explore into this more, but it's the story about the resurrection. Now, we're taught in the Bible it's a very literal thing. Jesus died on the cross, sacrificed himself for us, for humans, because we're born with this initial sin. He died on the cross to save us, and then he was resurrected again. Now, I want to break down why this passage is so interestingly important and why we can learn so much from it. Now, to break down why it describes Dr. Joe Dispenza's formula so well, is that Dr. Joe Dispenza, in his teachings on healing and manifestation, has proved with science many of the things that we've known spiritually for a long time. And one of the things he says is, when you change, you must create a new personality to create a new personal reality. And he literally says in many interviews, it is the literal genetic death of the old self. Now, so you start to see where I'm going here now. So the resurrection story, the story of Jesus dying and resurrecting, then ascending into heaven. Let's talk about this. It is a parable to teach us that to become the spiritual whole self, there is a big part of us that needs to die. That's the old self, as Dr. Joe Dispenza would call it. It is the old self needs to die to be transformed. Now, what I mean by that is, think about it like this. If you, for all of your life, have been caught up in gossiping with your friends, worry, doubt, fears, guilt, shame, that has become who you are. So to make the change you're looking for and to create the healing that you're looking for, you need to literally let that part of yourself die. So what it means is that the meetups with the friends where you moan about the other friends or you moan about stuff and they tell you all their problems, they will naturally have to die as you change. That meeting, that scenario, you will not be able to live in that same way. If you want to experience awakening and change and healing, if you want to create and manifest, you cannot live as the same person anymore. You need to become enlightened. Okay? Now, the story of the resurrection is also the story about spiritual awakening. And I'm someone who has been going through what I call my slow awakening, where I've realized so much how my life was governed by worries, fears, doubts, shame. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say to you is that part of you that's in that space can literally be let go of now. And the way that we do that is by overcoming the emotions of those things and noticing them, and huge awareness. So Jesus' story here of the death on the cross, he says, he gives himself over. He sacrifices himself. You need to sacrifice the old self. You need to be willing to give up and sacrifice that part of your life now. Now the thing with many people is they're not willing to sacrifice that. Now this does mean that you may then come up against the idea that, oh my gosh, I can't be around my family as much. I can't be around my friends as much. You will naturally find that there's a separation period. This is why in the story of the resurrection, Jesus goes away. He doesn't resurrect till the third day. He rose again. You see? Because there's going to be a time on your spiritual awakening where you are going to disappear. Okay? You know, you're going to disappear from it. And this is what we have to realize, that we have to sacrifice the self. It's going to detach us from the old life. We're going to feel like we're in this sort of limbo area for a while. This is the journey of healing, isn't it? How many of you are in this limbo area right now where your life is not where it's meant to be, but it's not what it was, and it's just all a bit, where am I? This is what happens. On the third day, he rose again. Then eventually you're going to rise up as a new being, a spiritual being, a whole being. And these people who are in your life, and these circumstances and these feelings that were naturally in your life, they are going to have disappeared. And if you maintain that change, then you will ascend into heaven like Jesus does. Now, ascending into heaven, what does that mean? It means there is no heaven out there and not here. It's creating heaven on earth. You're going to live in a heavenly state. But what you have to do is you have to be willing to sacrifice the old self. You have to be willing to go beyond yourself to make that change. You have to be willing to let go of everything that you knew and the thought that you knew in order for something special to happen. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to lose all your friends and family. It doesn't mean you're going to lose everything. It means you're going to gain something beautiful, because those friends and family that are meant to stay in your life, they're either going to have to shift to be able to reach the energetic level that you're on, so you're going to inspire and lift others up because of your journey, or they're going to naturally sit back a little bit, okay? And that's not a problem. But that doesn't mean that you lose them. It just means that you're not engaging in the same behavioral patterns when you're around them. Also, what does it mean? It means all the wounds of the past that are there, they don't have any effect on you anymore. Jesus there with the stabbing wounds and the holes in his hands. Yes, the wounds are still visible, but they have no effect on him. So it's like that's when we talk about looking back into the past with no emotion. It's just wisdom. So those wounds on Jesus, they're the wisdom of the pain that he went through to sacrifice himself, to then ascend to the new heights of heaven on earth. Do you see where I'm now? If this is a video that you need to share with others, so we understand that actually the Bible is the best book on psychology, spirituality, law of attraction, law of ascension. We just need to stop looking at it as so literal. Now, I'm not taking away from the literalness of it. I'm just saying, if we can learn beyond, through the words, the meaning of what it all means. Now, I'm telling you, this is the key. This is the key. Are you willing to sacrifice the old self? Are you willing to sacrifice all you know to be able to ascend to the new levels? And then, my friends, then you will create heaven on earth, and everyone who's meant to be in your life, and all the healing, all the manifestations that you want will happen in a natural way, because you live from a new state of being, and you can do it. And you know that this is the truth. And if you know this is the truth, give me a like and give me a comment down below saying the truth, and I will see it and I will respond to you. Sending you all so much love. Thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you at the next one, guys. Take care.